We're starting a brand new Bible study this quarter, and it's about God's covenant. Lesson 1 this week was called What Happened? Have you noticed that when brothers and sisters get to fighting, like when we were young, the parents' first question usually is, okay, who started it? Even on a world scale, with something like this pandemic, we want to learn all we can about the beginning of the problem and see how this mess all got started. That's because knowing what happened right at the start helps us in not only finding a solution, but hopefully in preventing the problem from coming up again. And this is why we start our Bible study this quarter with a look at how our world has gotten so rotten in the first place. If you believe in the Bible, and I'm sure you do, because after all, it is God's Word, then you can't ignore the Genesis creation story. We find there the most helpful information available for how sin got started and why God needs to make a covenant with his people in the first place. Be sure and read the first 3 chapters again of Genesis this week. You'll find there how we are made in God's image, what that means for our relationship to God. And yes, you'll find out how this whole messy business of sin got started. As our study progresses over the next few weeks, we'll be able to see more clearly why God's covenant is not only necessary, but how valuable it is to the whole universe. I'm sure when you see the direction God's love will take you, you'll want to be part of the solution and not part of the problem. God has shown us how to do that by making a covenant, an agreement with his children. So let's learn all we can about this wonderful God we serve and his promise to restore our world to its previous beauty, created in the first place just for us. So I'll be joining you 3 days a week now, and I'm live streaming from my new Facebook group called The Teacher's Notes on the Sabbath School Lesson. So join me there if you can.